What's going on? Nick here from virtualassistantassistant.com. Today, joined by Jaime Nacach from virtuallatinos.com. It is a virtual assistant agency specializing in Central and South America. Really excited to talk to Jaime and learn a little bit more about it. What's going on?
Thank you, Nick. Thank you for having me here. Very excited to, be chatting with you. And yes, we'd love to chat about, everything we're doing to help people hire virtual assistants in Latin America, for sure.
This is an up and coming outsourcing destination. Tell me about the origins and what the company does.
Sure. So I run a marketing agency for about 6.5 years, and I wanted to actually hire people that were actually in my time zone. I live in San Diego, California, so the border with Mexico. I'm from Mexico City myself. And so I actually started hiring people from the Philippines. And I'm like, this is not really great for me. I'm having issues with internet issues, some reliability issues, the time zone being the biggest issue. And I'm like, well, you know what? I mean, why can't I just hire people from Tijuana? They're like literally 20 minutes driving from me. It can't be that hard. Long story short, I went to Tijuana. I know a lot of people there, but Tijuana isn't a great, huge city for marketers. There's a lot of graphic designers and developers, but not many marketers. And then I went through Upwork and all the other places for freelancers, but I couldn't really find qualified, pre-vetted assistants. And then I basically saw, I don't really see any companies in this space in terms of Latin America. And so I decided to build it. And it was really initially to hire people for my own marketing agency, which I did. The first people that got hired through Virtual Latinos were for my own company. And now we're helping, a lot more people all over the US, Canada, and other places to hire people in Latin America.
That's very cool. That's kind of the Amazon model. It's like build the infrastructure first for your own needs in the case of like AWS. And then we built it, or in the case of like our logistics network, like, hey, and then go and sell it to other people. Hey, we have this asset. Why don't you sell some access to it? That's a pretty cool way to get started. What does that recruiting process look like, or what did it look like?
Sure. Statistically speaking, we accept about 7.5% of people from Latin America who want to work with us. Of course, they got to speak English. 95% of them that we're choosing tend to have a college degree. And we basically have like a really long process that takes on average between 3 to 4 weeks for people to complete. And that's for the general pool of people that we call the community. And after that, after we have everybody there and accepted, then when people come to us as a client and say like, hey, I want to hire through your company, then we end up hiring the top 1 to 2% of the initial candidates. So from the 7.5, it'll drop down to 1 or 2%. Generally speaking, what we do is we speak with the client for about 45 minutes. We call it the client interview, and that usually surprises people because not a lot of agencies do that. They just make people fill out a form. I spend 45 minutes myself with every client, and it's not just asking questions about what they need, but I work sort of like a consultant with them because I have a lot of experience hiring and doing marketing for my marketing agency. And so I really tell a lot of the people what they really need rather than what they think they need.
Okay.
Surprise them. So that's good. Because they think, I think that they find it very valuable that I tell them what I really think that the assistant that they want should be doing. And anyways, after those 45 minutes, I take a lot of notes. We take 7 business days, which is about a week and a half to go recruit, which means it's 10 to 15 candidates. On average, we interview 7 or 8 for each client. That means, even if we already interviewed an assistant for a specific client, we go back and we only ask questions specific to the client needs. So we make it super customized for the client, and then we end up actually showing and sending to the client the top 3 or 4 candidates, and we include their picture, their information, bio. We include a link to hear their voices in English, so it's good for the clients to hear what they sound like in English, and then we include all the notes that we took during that interview.
Okay. So it sounds like very much a focus on the digital marketing arena, your content marketers, your social media people, your paid traffic people. Is that correct on kind of the areas of specialization that a client typically comes to you for?
So yes, initially that was definitely what we were focusing on. And, that's my personal experience. I have a lot of experience in marketing. That's why I started focusing on that. Today, we kind of changed the focus and we're doing not just marketing. We're still doing a lot of marketing, but we're really doing a lot of general admin work. We're doing things related to sales, related to other things in terms of like procurement, customer support, what they call customer success, a lot of different fields, honestly, right now, because basically people come like, hey, can you help me hire this? Now we would have people doing bookkeeping. So a lot of different roles.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we've tried to definitely stay within the sales, marketing, and admin stuff. We're not doing anything related to, for example, web developers or anything like that.
Okay. Staying away from the real hardcore technical stuff.
Yeah, none
Is
of the technical stuff.
is there a sweet spot client for you in terms of the industry or maybe the business size?
A big percentage of our clients are in the property management and real estate industries. So for
Okay.
a few reasons, but the main reason has been the time zone, so that they like people being on the time zone. A lot of those clients have contractors that are in the US, but they speak Spanish, so they want the assistant to help them with that. Lately, we've had a lot of immigration lawyers and lawyers in general, because so naturally immigration lawyers have a lot of Latino clients who speak Spanish, but actually only about 15% of our clients want to hire through us because they speak Spanish, which was kind of surprising to me. I thought initially we'd get a lot of people who want assistants who are bilingual, but no, most people don't want that. Most people just want people who are educated, who are experienced, who are in this time zone, and who are affordable.
Yeah.
So we are working with biotech, technology, software, and of course marketing agencies.
And everybody is remote. It's not like there's not a big like call center in Mexico City or
No.
Buenos Aires, or like it's just everybody just works from home.
Yeah, so everybody works from home, and yeah, we don't have a central place for people to work with, which I know another company does. So yeah, everybody's just usually in their house or home office. Some of them do work from some like co-working space, but yeah, everybody's just from everywhere. And we have Mexico, which is technically North America, so Mexico, Central America, and all of South America except Brazil.
So proximity is definitely an advantage. Price is definitely an advantage versus hiring in the States. What else is separating virtual Latinos from the other choices that are on the market?
Definitely the time zone tends to be the most important, because it's a really big difference when you have somebody that wakes up, broadly speaking, at the same time as you and goes to bed at the same time as you. Some of the feedback of the people who come to us who already hire people in the Philippines, and they might still keep them, but they want, different people, is like, yeah, some of our assistants are just, sort of falling asleep. It's like not natural for them to be working at night, right? The other, from my point of view, is really our quality. And that's kind of how we've seen that our clients are happy with what we're doing, because our process for selecting the top candidates and really pre-vetting everybody, that's what clients like the most, because we kind of promise them, look, you're going to have somebody that's going to stay with you for a long term. They're not going to quit and disappear or ghost you within a month. And that's, usually a big concern. So far, out of all the clients we've had, it's never been an issue that people don't show up to work or they quit after 3 months. We have long-term assistance. That's the biggest benefit.
Is it common that people say, I need to hire a remote team, I need 5 people at once? Or is it like, I'm going to dip my toes with one person 20 hours a week and then?
So we made it a minimum to be only 10 hours a week, which is like 40 hours a month as a minimum to get started with us.
Okay.
Only for 1 month. So that's the only commitment, right? So that's the reason why most clients say yes to us, because they're like, okay, not a big commitment.
Sure.
So they try it and they usually stay. In terms of the team, to answer that question, so now we have definitely clients. Our biggest client has right now 13 assistants.
Wow.
Our smallest one has definitely just 1. But yeah, they grow because as they realize, they're saving money, the people are quality people. It's naturally easier for them to say, hey, I want another one. But I've kind of, at least so far, made it a rule that even if you come and tell me, hey, I want to hire 5 people, I'm going to tell you no. We're going to start with 1. And I want to make sure that you're happy with 1, because once you're going to be happy with 1 and you really see the quality, then I'm sure you're going to come back for more. So far, that's been my own rule. But of course, I can change it. Right now, we're thinking about creating like little special, pricing for like a 3-member team or a 5-member team. And then we could obviously hire them all at once.
Yeah, no, you see, especially in some of the business process outsourcing centers, especially in India, especially in the Philippines, where it's like, scale your team quickly. You need 5 people, you need 20 people. Hey, just push a button. We got people standing by,
Yeah. And I'll tell you just a quick feedback, because now I have a friend of mine who, he's my friend, but he's also working with me, and now he's helping me with the sales part. So he's in the US, in San Diego, and he calls and talks to a lot of the potential clients. And some people are kind of surprised because we don't push people. And we're like, hey, this is what we got. If you're interested, call us back. And that's it. And we actually tell them, look, you're going to have to spend 45 minutes talking to me before I can even send you anybody. They're like, wow, okay. Because the typical sales approach is like, yeah, yeah, like, what do you need? You tell me now, and in 24 hours, I'm going to send you 3 great candidates. We're like, no, we're going to take 7 days. We're going to do it slowly. We are not trying to push just sales out the door.
I'm curious about the client assistant relationship after these introductions, after these interviews, after you say, yes, this is the person that I want, or is it now I'm communicating directly with them? There's no middleman. There's no, like, you guys are processing the payments, I assume, and
Correct.
making that work. Is
Yeah.
there like an account management layer or like a backup if that person gets sick or they're not working out, something like that?
Great question. So yeah, as of about 3 months ago, we hired internally a girl from El Salvador, and she's working as what we call like our customer and virtual assistant success manager. She's in charge of doing all the onboarding calls to introduce the assistant to the client. We always spend at least 30 minutes with every client and every new assistant where we tell them, how to communicate, how to do project management, a bunch of like important stuff for them to have a really beneficial relationship. And that's the first part. Then we do give them full transparency. We give the assistant's name, email, cell phone number, and they communicate on the day-to-day basis directly. We're not in the middle. We do process the payments. But what I'm doing now, I think that also not many agencies are doing. So we're creating and launching, hopefully by July or the next month, a Virtual Latinos Academy. So I'm investing our own, resources and actually creating trainings specifically for Latinos, because the big difference compared to a lot of other, assistants, mostly from the Philippines or other places, is not a lot of them have worked virtually. So they're very trained and they got skills and they worked in like regular jobs, but not everybody has worked necessarily virtually compared to the Philippines. So I think it's my job to actually give more resources to our community of assistants so that they have more tools, so that when they start working, they're going to be more prepared. So we're going to launch the Virtual Latinos Virtual Assistant Training, which is going to be like 10 modules. And then I'm investing in more and more stuff related to giving those resources. So that's how we're helping the client on an ongoing basis.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it's remote work is maybe found an inflection point with the pandemic and training everybody
Yeah,
on like, oh, the tools and systems and the communication and the motivation to get up and do it when you don't have somebody looking over your shoulder the whole time.
yeah.
It's very much a thing. Any client, I don't want to say horror stories, but like anybody who should definitely run away from virtual Latinos, like it's not a good fit.
Yeah, I'll definitely tell you, sort of broadly speaking, but yes, I definitely have some cases. Most of our clients have been pretty good, to be honest. In general, those who are definitely looking for the cheapest, most affordable price, like $3 an hour or whatever is the cheapest you can get, we are not that company. So people who are definitely price sensitive to that and are looking for the best possible hourly price, uh, we're not going to be that type of company. And then people who are not patient are probably not going to be a good fit. We had one client, still works with us, they did hire assistants, but they were like super demanding in terms of like, I want to hire people tomorrow. And I'm like, listen, it just doesn't work like this. We have a process in place for quality. If you can't wait 7 business days, we can't guarantee quality assistance. And then in the end, you're not going to be happy with what we send you. So if someone can't wait a week and a half to get really good candidates, that's not going to be good either.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, Jaime, very much appreciate you joining me and kind of giving us the behind the scenes look at virtuallatinos.com. Of course, if you're watching this not on virtualassistantassistant.com, head over there to check out what real clients have to say about their experience with the service. And if there's any special offers available, we'll link those up below the video as well. Jaime, thanks again, and we'll catch
Thank
up
you.
soon.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Nick, for your time.